Hi, my name is Dana Beck. Welcome to my YouTube video. And today what I'd like to share with you is how to set up your domain and your hosting, company or hosting, provider. And, it's probably straightforward to many of you, but what I like to do is I like to keep my domain registration separate from my hosting account and, the company that hosts my website. And the reason for that is, say for instance, I decide to move my website from hosting company, A to hosting company B. Well, that's fine. I could do that, but then my domain name, where it's registered, it stays the same, and I don't have to, transfer the domain name from, from company A to company B. It can stay where it is, and also it makes it managing that domain name a lot easier. As far as wanting to do any kind of redirects or add an email to it or anything like that, I can do that in a completely separate account, a separate business, a separate company. And then my hosting company, again, is completely separate from it, and I can manage them both independently. And it just makes, again, administration of my website so much easier. But I did get a couple of questions from some folks. Well, what's the difference between your domain registrar and your hosting company? Can you kind of, elaborate on that? Yes, I can, and that's the whole point of this video, is to kind of, differentiate, your domain name registrar and your hosting company. So to get into that, let me get to the first window here. All right, now, say for instance, one way I like to look at it is if you buy a house. Okay, if you buy a house, that's where you live. Well, in terms of your website, your house is where your website is hosted, where all your images are, where all your text is, where all your, bells and whistles are. It's where your website lives. That is your hosting company. Now, what is the domain registrar? Well, the domain registrar, it is the land. Kind of think of the land that you build your house on. Now you can buy a piece of land, but you really, I mean, unless you have a tent, I suppose, you really can't live on it until you build something on it. Well, so it is with registering a domain name. When you register a domain name, again, that is the name of your website, and your domain name, you know, when you register it, this is the company that registers your domain name, so it's available on the internet. So it's, accessible to the internet. And so again, so now you purchased the land, you purchased where, you purchased again your domain name, and you can't build a website on a domain name that you don't already own. So the first thing you have to do when you're building your website, you've got to get a domain name, and and then you build on that. So the land, if you please, in the house analogy, the land is your domain name. So then when you buy your house, all right, and this kind of breaks it down, the land, the domain, the domain name, the domain registrar, that is the land. The house, the actual, is your actual website, where your web hosting company is. All right. And that's a good way to keep them separate. And so when you put them both together, what you have is this: your domain name is the land, your house is the actual website. And suppose, I mean, let's get really silly. Supposing you had a mobile home and you own the land, but you want to sell the mobile home. Well, you can sell the mobile home and then that's gone, but you still own the domain name. So you see, the two of them work together. The two of them work in conjunction, one with another. So hopefully this makes sense. But again, I've gotten a number of emails from people who've asked about the difference between, why do you separate them? And that's why, because again, if I decide to move my website from one hosting company to another, it's pretty seamless. There are a lot of tools out there that can help you do that for free, real simple. But then, my domain name doesn't change, and I can maintain that separately. So if you have any questions on this, or if this wasn't really clear, by all means, shoot me a message. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you might have on it. But again, that hopefully clarifies a little bit on setting up your domain name and setting up your hosting account, and how the two are completely different, but they need each other. They work in conjunction with each other. Okay, so hopefully you got value out of this. And if you did, by all means, please leave a comment. I really do enjoy reading your comments. And again, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click on the subscribe button. You'll see a button something like this, which will be somewhere down here in the bottom corner. Go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I very, very much appreciate it. And also, I wanted to comment, I do have an ebook that's available, which also talks a little bit about setting up your domain and your hosting, as well as a host of other things. And and this is um, it's a beginner's guide to starting your own online business. And what this will do, this covers all the basic foundational steps that you need to build an online business. This is really written for the novice, for the beginner, for the individual that really would like to earn an income online, but they're just not really clear how to get started. And this book here, this will give you all the insight, all the steps, how to start and build an online business. Now this link up here, it'll also be a hyperlink down below the video. So underneath this video, you'll see the hyperlink. Go ahead and check it out. And again, also subscribe to my YouTube channel. I would very much appreciate it. Thank you so very much for watching. Have a fabulous day, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much, and you take care now. Bye-bye.